Hey people, how you guys doing? See, the reason I want to tell you the reason why I'm making this videos. You see, when I was growing up, and I think this a lot of people can relate to this. You grow up clueless. You grow up not knowing what life is about, um, because sometimes, even if your parents are doing the best they can to provide for you for basic needs like my parents did for me, always had food on the table, always had clothes to wear, always had fees for school, like never lacked for anything basic. But because also probably because they grew up in a culture where their parents provided for the basic needs, and sometimes maybe we had one parent, like my mom, her dad died when she was younger, and my dad, his dad left the family when he was younger too. So somehow some things tend to get left behind because how they grew up is their parents were probably just trying to provide the basic needs. But we forget that my channel is called the 7 aspects of life, right? So they tend to forget to deal with the other aspects of life that we need to deal with. I've identified 7 of them, and in the future I'm gonna make a video of how I came about coming up with the 7 aspects. Not me coming up with them, but I feel it was a divine intervention. So there's 7 areas of life that we need to work with, just like a car. A car has a lot of different components that you need to take care of. You could have a Lamborghini with everything in it that it needs to run the way a Lamborghini should run, but if it has no fuel in it, or the tires are flat, you might not be able to maximize the potential of that Lamborghini. So everything needs to be working. Every component, every aspect of that Lamborghini needs to be working in tip-top condition for you to get the maximum use of that car. So human life is the same way. The 7 aspects, the spiritual aspect, the soulical aspect. I say soulical, just a word that I think that's kind of been invented in recent days, which means the soul. And then you have your physical body. Then you have your financial aspect. Then you have your social aspect. Then you have your renewal aspect. That's how you, after you have been busy all day fulfilling your purpose, then how do you recharge? How do you put energy back? Just like you plug in your phone. My phone's plugged in, like it's plugged in right now. How do you do that? How do you what's the best way? It could be sleep, it could be a massage, and there's various ways that you can do it. Which is important, because if you don't, then you get burnt out. If you don't plug in your phone, you can't use it. After a while the battery dies. And then last but not least, the 7th aspect is duplication. So whatever it is that you learn in life, the mistakes you make, the mistakes you don't make, the successes you have to pass that information on to everybody around you, starting with your family first, the people closest to you, and then to others always. So if it's a father talking to a son, it's important for them to know what it was like when you were growing up, the mistakes you made that you're trying to tell him not to make, the things that you believe he should do. Like whatever you learned that's working for you right now, he should know. You should pass it on. Just like the Teslas right now. We're in the year now is if you ever watch this video in the future, we are in 2021. Let me see what the date is. May 18, 2021. So in this time and age, Teslas, as they drive electrical vehicles, they're able to pass on the information to the cloud, to a central computer, as they drive around, because they have the technology that cars are learning as they drive different situations. Whatever they learn, they is recorded in a central computer, and that information is passed on to the rest of the other Teslas. So a Tesla that has not experienced, I know I said experience, talking about a machine, right? But hey, that has not been through that area or experienced whatever that other Tesla now has a shared information. So one time, if you ever get to drive in that area, or it comes across a situation like that, it's not going to be new. So whatever you learn and you understand and is working for you should be passed on to the next generation, or the people closest to you first. It's like the circle is small first, and then you spread it out. Let them know your faults, your mistakes, and the things that actually helped you to succeed in life. So that's number 7. So you have your spirit, your soul, your body. Remember, you start with you. Okay. And then after that, you have your finances, your social life, your renewal aspect, and last but not least, I call it duplication, because you're kind of like duplicating aspects of you in other people. So that way, they don't have to start from scratch. It's just like kind of like being a mini mentor. Like, don't go that way. There's a dog right there that just bit me. And you don't need to get bitten again. I got bit for you. I made this mistake for you. If you do this, this happens. Don't do that. So they're not starting from scratch. They're not starting from experimentation. You've already done it. It's like you know where the landmines are. And unfortunately, maybe something you got blown, and you let them know not to do that. So that way, every generation, every person you tell starts from a higher level than you. See, that's the goal, higher level than you. And every time I believe I've done that, I have ended up getting even more information that elevates me. It's no competition, because you're the only kind of you in the world. So some people don't want to share information because they think, oh, they're gonna know, they're gonna be better than me. No, they can't be you. Even when both of you have the same information, you're not gonna use it the same, because your DNA is different, your fingerprints are different, your situations are different. So never shy away from sharing, some of the things that has helped you in life. Okay, so I'm gonna open the window. It's hot in here. All right, so that's the key. That's the key. That's the 7 habits, 7 aspects of life. So I told you all that to tell you this. When I was growing up, so there's the parents might focus on a certain aspect and tend to ignore other aspects of life, because if somebody ignores the spiritual aspect, they're going to tend to also ignore the spiritual aspect of their kids. Right? If somebody ignores the financial aspect of their life, they're going to tend to ignore the financial aspect of their kids' life. So if not ignoring on purpose, maybe they don't know it's important to teach their kids about money early. Maybe they don't know it's important to teach their kids about things about the spiritual life. In my case, I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe I believe in everything that pertains to Jesus Christ. So we need to teach them that every 7 aspect of life. Those are the main ones. Because if you mention anything really, if you mention, say for example, you mention your job, okay, your workplace is related to it touches every aspect, but the main one is it deals with the social life. Okay, so if you like kind of teach your parents, teach your kids. You can teach your parents too. Teach your kids on how to behave when they're at work. That's the social aspect that you're teaching them. If you teach them how to, say for example, in my case, pray, that's a spiritual aspect. If you teach them how to update their thinking, upgrade their thinking, renew the way. So sometimes we have to unlearn things or relearn things, because the things, sometimes we learn wrong things and not know that they're wrong. So you know, if you teach your kids how to update, how to upgrade themselves, how to if they already know something, you know, pretty good, there's no end to learning. So I heard one statement, somebody said that, what do you do to a perfect car? Like, if we ever created a perfect car, then what? What's next? Is that the end? No. You can always improve a perfect car, because when it comes to perfections, there's no limit to how a perfect car can still be improved. There are higher levels of perfection. So that's not the end. Even if it's you come up with a perfect car, you can always find a way to make it even more perfect. You know, even if the kids are really good at something, there's always another level to that thing. So, you know, learning how to master that thing, and once they've mastered how to learn, that's the soul. You know, in your physical body, you know, exercising, eating right, you know, your skincare. So we need to at least know a little bit of everything on these areas, you know, of finances. You know, I heard of very smart people. I'm very good at following smart people. So intelligent, wise people, you know, that's what I was told. It's a shortcut to life. Shortcut to life is if you're a student and you're getting D's in class, you know, you're not doing very good in class, and in the same class you're in, there's a student getting A's. The shortest way to upgrade yourself is to go to that student who's getting A's and ask them, hey, how are you getting A's and I'm getting D's? Show me how you do it. How do you study? How do you do your work? And then compare to how you do yours. And all you gotta do is imitate how they're doing it. Yes, I know there's different personalities, and we have different aspects of our lives where it might be easy for him, or him, them, whoever they are, and maybe the way they do it is a little bit difficult for you. But, you know, at least if you try, you know, if you do it the way they do it, most likely it might be as difficult, more harder for you to do it. But if you do it, chances are, you know, they say success is predictable. You know, chances are you're going to succeed just like them. So whoever who's doing good in whatever field, if I want to get into, like right now, I believe that I'm being called to be a life coach. So if you know, I need to look for people who are doing good in that industry, life coaching. So that way they know where the landmines are. They know where the dogs without leashes are. They know where the crocodiles are. You know, so, and that helps me. A student is the shortcut to wherever it is that you need to go. So I know I'm giving you an answer to the reason why I'm doing these videos, and it's because, so my parents, not knowing, not on purpose, they had no clue about teaching me in some areas. They didn't know that, you know, it just maybe didn't occur to them to educate us in all these areas, you know, all the 7 aspects. So that way I know exactly, you know, what to do. So that's why I'm doing this videos, because usually it's life will let you know that there's something that you are missing. Like for me, life let me know that there's some aspects in my life that have been ignored, you know, and I didn't even know I was ignoring them. I didn't even know those aspects exist. I mean, I knew they existed, but they weren't as structured as the way I'm putting them now. It was like a blurry kind of, you know, just not clear-cut, vivid structure where you can like look at it and see exactly what's happening. So that's why I started like understanding what the 7 aspects are of life that need to be worked on, and that's not the end really, you know. The 7 aspects that need to be worked on. So the 7 aspects, like I said earlier, not trying to repeat myself, is like the 7 aspects of, say, like a Lamborghini. I keep saying Lamborghini because that's my dream car. I know a lot of people have it, but you know, great car, great looking car. I have many other dream cars, but that might be the first one. So everything has to work perfectly in a Lamborghini for it to drive the way it needs to drive. But just the car having all the aspects of it running properly is not the end goal. The end goal is, once the car has everything that it needs to have, then what do you do with it? You drive it, right? So the purpose of the Lamborghini is to be driven, right? That's the purpose of it. So for you to fulfill your purpose in life, for you to fulfill the reason why you're brought here on earth, the reason why you're here, all your aspects, all your components have to be running in good condition. They might not be in perfect condition, but at least, you know, in good condition and getting better. That's the goal, in good condition and getting better. Because each aspect of life affects the other. If you have your finances are doing good, but you're in bad health, it's going to affect your finances. It's going to affect your social life. If your spiritual life is in good shape, and you're upgrading your mind, which is your soul, you're upgrading your mind every day, and you're updating your mind, and you're unlearning and relearning the right things, and you're exercising, and your finances are good, but your social life is messed up, it's gonna affect everything else. So it's kind of like if something's going on in your life, look at these 7 aspects and see which one is being ignored. One of my philosophies is that I usually say this to myself: everything present that needs to be present in all of those aspects, everything present, okay? Everything upgraded and updated, so it's present. Everything is present. Everything, the spiritual aspect in your life is present. Everything in your soul life is present. Everything that needs to be in that aspect is present. Everything that needs to be in your physical aspect of life, physical, I mean your body, your physical health is present. So everything is present first. Okay, we have all the aspects. We have the fuel. We have the water in the radiator of a Lambo. We have tires, good pressure. We have everything is present. Okay. So the next thing, once it's present, what do? You update it if you need to, or you upgrade it. Okay. So if I can put a better fuel in the car, you know, put a better fuel in the car. So everything should be present. It should be updated. And if it's updated, there's never an end to updating and upgrading things. So that's what you should always be looking for. You should be always looking for the next upgrade in your spiritual life. The next, once you know everything is present, then the next thing is you're updating everything. What else do I need to know? What else do I need to learn? In your physical exercise, what else I've learned how to be healthy? What else do I need to do to become even more healthier? You know, and then your finances. You know, you understand, you have a structure. What else? Is there a better way I can deal with my finances? You're always looking to upgrade, update, and unlearn and relearn better ways. So that's the next thing. And then after you've done that, you know, you become really good at making sure that all the aspects of your life are being taken care of. Then the next level should be mastering it. You know, you master these things. So it's like mastering, like every time before you drive your Lamborghini, you master you kind of know your tire pressure is good, you have good oil in there, you don't check it every day, but you're mastering to the point where you know that everything is in good condition. That's like you've mastered it. So that way, when you're driving, if everything is in good condition in your car, in your life, all the aspects are working good, then it becomes easier to fulfill your purpose, because your life, your all the aspects of your life are your vehicle towards fulfilling your purpose, towards your destiny. That's the vehicle you're going to use. You know, your life, your body, your spirit, your soul, your finances, the people around you, how you rest and relax, and passing it on to others. Because remember, the reason why passing, a lot of people might not understand why do you need to duplicate yourself, because life is like it's a currency. You know, that's why they call money currency. It's supposed to flow. If you learn something, you learn it for yourself and for others. Everything you learn is for you and for others. And by the way, whether you know it or not, you're always teaching somebody something. You might not be like, oh, I don't need to do that. I don't need to talk to people about it. But just the fact that if I sat here in my car and saw say for example, if I was with my daughter in the car and she saw somebody smoking or drinking right there at the parking lot, if I don't say anything and she sees that person didn't even know that we're watching them. My daughter might see them and learn something from them without me saying anything, without him saying anything, and without him even knowing that anybody's watching. He's teaching my daughter something. He's teaching me something without even knowing it. Just people looking at you are learning something. So we're always teaching people stuff, whether we consciously or unconsciously. My issue is do it consciously. You know, so the duplication aspect is it flows. You obviously you keep the information to yourself, but when you pass it on, it really doesn't go away. You still keep it. You know, information is not something that if you gave it away, you'd have less of it. No, it just, you know, it's like a flame of fire. If I have a candle lit up and I light up your candle, my flame doesn't get smaller because I lit up your candle. The flame is still the same size. It never diminishes in structure or power, right? So you have to pass on what you're learning, because in my experience, when I do that, I end up getting more information. Because remember, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. And what does that make you do? Want to know even more. You know, there's no limit to the knowledge. You'll never get to where you know everything. No matter how good you are, no matter how much you've mastered something, there's always be something else to master in that area. So you gotta pass it on. If you don't pass it on and just keep it to yourself, I heard once a very smart person said, if you don't, a person who doesn't, this is about drinking water, but it also applies to people who don't pass on information to others, especially important information that might help other people. That's what I'm doing right now in the video. I'm duplicating myself. I'm using that. I'm applying that aspect. You know, trying to walk what I talk about. Walk the talk. I'm trying to walk the talk. So when a swamp is a body of water that only receives water and doesn't allow water to flow out of it. So it, you know, that's why it's a swamp. It's like it's mucky, it's gooey, it's, you know, it might even stink, you know. You wouldn't have the kind of fish maybe that you might like to eat there. But if you had a lake that had a river coming in and another river flowing out of it, it's two different water bodies, very different. And that's why you need to have a flow of everything. You know, you notice the lake keeps some water, but it gives some away too. So, and sometimes, if you know, some lakes actually grow and become bigger, even though they are releasing some water. So that's how we should be with money, and even with information, whatever we learn. So what I do is I always learn stuff knowing that in the back of my mind that I'm going to be teaching this to somebody someday. It might not be the same day, but once I know how to use it, once I personalize it, make it my own, then I know one day I'll be teaching this to somebody. And that's what we're doing right now. I'm not like I said, I'm trying to kind of like a life coach type thing. But really what I'm doing is just sharing all the experiences that I've had in life that I think some will relate and some might not. You know, which is just normal for everything. So that's what I feel. That's the reason why I'm doing these videos, because my parents maybe never knew, and might be something even in me in my life that I don't know, that I'm clueless about, that I should be passing on to my kids that I'm not, just like maybe them. But as far as so what happened is when you start realizing you're clueless, then I got hungry to want to know. You try something and it wasn't working. You're wondering, why is this not working? Why is that not working? I did my best, and you start realizing that there's more to it than what you thought there was. And once you discover that, then you're like, okay, what else do I not know? What else do I not know? And which areas of life should I be working on for this to work? Because if you just focused on your spiritual life and ignore your financial life, or ignore your soul, or ignore your physical, then no matter how good you are in one aspect, and that's what a lot of people do, they're only good at 1 or 2 or 3 aspects, and then the rest are kind of ignored. That's what a lot of people do. They ignore the other aspects. So once you know that you have to work on every one of them, at least every day, to keep the vehicle of your life taking you towards your destiny as you live your purpose every day, then that's gonna be something that's simple. So that's why I'm doing these videos, because after a while it started becoming more and more clearer. My life started to become less and less the complicated in the wrong way. It's still complicated now, but not in a negative way. You could be doing the right thing and life could be complicated, but in a good way. So it's complicated in a good way, but not in the confused way. So once you start understanding that, you're not walking around clueless. Even if something goes wrong, you know where to look. If you're a mechanic and something goes wrong with your car, you know where to look. It doesn't mean because you're a mechanic that your car is not going to break down. At least you know where to look. So that's what the 7 aspects do for me, and I believe they'll do to anybody who can relate to this, and anybody who understands, will understand what I'm saying. Is if you know what to maintain, you know what to take care of, you know what to upgrade, and if something goes wrong, you know where to look. Right? Say something goes wrong, you're like, oh, maybe I'm not my spiritual life is not getting fed the way it should. Oh, I'm not looking at my finances the way I should. I'm not upgrading it as fast as I should. Oh, I'm not exercising. I'm not sleeping enough. I'm not passing on information. I'm feeling clogged up. Because I know that when I pass on information, it's almost like I feel light. Like right now after this video, I'll feel like I've released something. Because that's what we were created to do, pass it on. So that's why I started these videos, the 7 aspects of life, and of course it's all linked up to purpose, and of course your gifts, your talents, and your dreams and goals. Purpose and dreams are 2 different things. I'll explain that in another video. Purpose and dreams are 2 different things, and then of course you have your mission, which is your mission statement. That's the statement. It's like your constitution. That's another video for another day. And your vision, which is a more specialized version of your mission. Another video for another day. So I'm just giving you the reason why I'm doing these videos, because I grew up. I'm not saying that now I'm not I'm a guru. No, I'm just saying I'm less clueless than I used to be. There's still some areas I still don't know. Till today, every day I'm still learning. Even right now, before I did this video, I was just listening to one of my mentors. I was just listening to them on YouTube. So I try to learn something new every day. That's my mantra. Every day I try to go to bed smarter than I was when I woke up. But the cluelessness that I used to have, that used to frustrate me, is diminishing a lot, has diminished a lot, because I'm constantly seeking knowledge on spiritual growth, knowledge on my soul growth, knowledge on how to better become more healthy physically, knowledge on how to become, to my finances, knowledge on how to become my social life, how to become more effective with my fellow citizens of heaven and citizens of earth. How to better relax. There's some things that I'm still having a challenge with, but that's just everything in life. you know. And then how to duplicate. Now with duplication, I only look for people who are looking for me, people who are hungry for what I have to offer. I don't stick anything under people's throats, into people's throats, who are not interested in what I need to hear. Okay, so this video is just like, it's like kind of like it kind of should be the beginning of the video of my channel, but I just want to explain what this video is about. Why am I doing this? So if there's people out there who are kind of clueless like I used to be, I'm really hoping and praying that with my experience of knowing stuff that lights your world up, that makes it easier. You know, they say knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power, not just knowledge. Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is even more powerful. You know, you seek the knowledge, and then you understand what that knowledge is about, and then you apply it. You know, so that's it. I'm hoping I can help countless people with my videos, and they can understand, maybe perhaps make their lives a little bit more clearer, give them permission to do things they probably didn't give themselves permission to do, to turn lights on in rooms in their minds that were dark, you know, make them realize, see things that they hadn't seen before, make them look at life in in areas and aspects and angles they've never looked at before. So as I pour what I know out, I'm also getting poured into. I'm that lake. So as I pour out, I'm getting poured into also. You know, so it's like somebody's holding my hand and I'm trying to hold somebody else's hand. Hopefully as many people as possible. Okay, that's it for now, and I will see you on the next video.